If you don't understand what's happening inside secret White House meetings right now, you risk being permanently locked out of the biggest wealth-building opportunity in modern finance. Seriously, this isn't about guessing the market. It's about knowing the rules of the game before they're even announced.
And look, this isn't some wild speculation. It's confirmed. A full-blown war is going on between crypto's dream team, we're talking Ripple, Coinbase, Circle, and the absolute biggest names in banking. The future of your digital wallet is literally on the negotiating table, and a decision is coming down in just a few weeks.
So here's the twist. This is what the entire fight is all about. While your bank is paying you what? A pathetic 0.01% on your savings, the crypto industry is ready to hand you up to 5% on fully regulated, dollar-backed stablecoins. This is the heart of the conflict. The banks are absolutely terrified of this competition, and you better believe they are fighting tooth and nail to make it illegal.
And this fight isn't just about numbers on a screen. It has faces. This is a head-to-head showdown between the old guard of finance and the new wave of tech.
Okay, so get this. Sources who were at the Davos summit this year said that JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon went completely scorched earth in a direct clash with Coinbase's Brian Armstrong. Dimon is leading the charge to ban any yield on stablecoins. Why? Because he's trying to protect the old fractional reserve banking model. Armstrong's comeback is simple and honestly pretty powerful. The full reserve model is just safer, and it gives regular people like you a fair deal.
And this right here, this explains exactly why the banks are so freaked out. A full reserve stablecoin means for every single digital dollar you own, there's a real dollar's worth of a super safe asset, like a US Treasury bill, sitting in a vault somewhere. It's clean, it's transparent, it's fully backed. The traditional banking system, which, lends out most of the money you deposit, well, it just can't compete with that level of safety and honesty.
So this battle isn't just going to drag on forever. Nope, a hard deadline has been set, and the clock is ticking down to a really dramatic finish. All right, let's connect the dots. After that big confrontation at Davos, there was a secret meeting at the White House on February 3rd. Then, just today, President Trump signed the Appropriations Act. Now that's huge because it prevents a government shutdown and clears the runway for this final, high-stakes negotiation. So what's the bottom line? The White House has now set a hard deadline for late February. They either hammer out a deal on stablecoin yield or the entire market structure bill, the one that would finally give clarity to assets like XRP, could be dead for the rest of the year.
Okay, quick pause. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, you are missing the most crucial alerts. The algorithm is literally designed to hide this kind of content from you next week. So click that subscribe button and stay on the timeline. Don't get left in the dark by the mainstream narrative.
Now, all this pressure cooker stuff happening at the highest levels of government, it's not just some abstract theory. We are seeing the direct fallout of this uncertainty in the market data right now. Just take a look at XRP's monthly RSI. That's a key indicator of market momentum. We are at the lowest, most oversold levels since way back in October 2024. Folks, this is not random price movement. This is the market pricing in extreme, palpable fear as this legislative deadline gets closer and closer. There is blood in the streets.
But, and this is a big but, despite all that fear, XRP is holding a historically critical support level around $1.58. This is the exact same demand zone we saw back in 2021. So what does that tell us? It suggests that while there's definitely fear, there's also a very strong base of conviction right here at this price.
Okay, so while the altcoin market is panicking, the king, Bitcoin, is flashing a massive historical signal that absolutely everyone needs to be paying attention to. Right now, Bitcoin is dancing around $74,000, testing the all-time high from the last cycle. Now, historically, Bitcoin has never closed a monthly candle below the peak of the prior cycle. If that pattern holds true, well, we could be looking at what traders call a generational bottom. I'm talking about the absolute best buying opportunity before the next monster leg up. So that's the big question, isn't it? Is this the final shakeout before the storm? Is this the last gasp of fear before a tsunami of regulatory clarity and institutional money floods into this market? I want to know what you think. Head down to our community post right after you finish watching this and drop your take. Are we at the bottom, or is there more pain to come before that deadline hits? Okay, so with all of this chaos, what's the plan? What's the solution? Here's exactly how you can prepare and what you need to be watching. This is your action plan.
All right, number 1, you need to be monitoring every single headline about the market structure bill. Number 2, keep your eyes glued to those key support levels we talked about. For XRP, that's 158. For Bitcoin, it's that crucial 69K level from the last cycle. 3, really understand the core of this whole debate, the difference between a full reserve model, where your money is backed one-to-one, and the fractional reserve system, where banks are lending out most of your deposits. And for all of our viewers in the US, listen up. This legislation will directly determine your ability to earn real, meaningful yield on-chain. And finally, number 4, brace yourself. Prepare for some extreme volatility as we get closer to that late February deadline.
Look, this situation is changing by the hour. For real-time alerts the second any news drops about this bill, scan the QR code you see on your screen or just use the link in the description to join my private Telegram channel. It is, without a doubt, the fastest way you're going to get this information.
So, what happens when all the dust settles? What's the next shockwave we need to be ready for?
Let's just play this out. Let's say the bill passes, XRP gets the clarity everyone's been waiting for. That's great. But this bill, it impacts the entire crypto ecosystem. So the real question is, what happens to Solana? In my next briefing, I am going to break down which other major asset gets a surprise regulatory pass, and, more importantly, which one gets left out in the cold. You can find that full analysis by clicking the card right here on the screen.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.